So I realize I haven't done a review on this knife yet. So we will go ahead and do kind of an unboxing and review just because I don't want to miss it. It's a great knife. Spyderco PM2. Let's get into it. All right, so this is my Spyderco PM2. Mine is the Wharncliffe edition. Here's your box, Golden, Colorado. I realize I've never showed a Spyderco box on my channel before, so we'll just kind of rotate around it for a second. All right, when you open up the box, you get one of these cool guys. Let me get this out of the way. Here we go. So it tells you basically, congratulations on your PM2. This is a sprint run or yada yada is usually what they say. This is just saying that this is with the Wharncliffe blade S30V. And thanks much, Spyderco. So these are super cool. And mine, of course, comes with the Stay Sharp from Cutlery Shop. I also have a cool little lanyard thing they sent me. That is a receipt from the original purchaser. We won't show that off. Here we go. I did not buy this brand new from the Cutlery Shop. I bought this from another person. And that receipt was the receipt to show that they actually purchased it from a store. Spyderco is the #1 cloned, counterfeited, faked knife out there. And you have to be super careful. The clones are getting really, really good. And it's funny because I have a proof of purchase from the store. I have everything, and I'm pretty sure that mine is real. But sometimes I'll be watching YouTube, and sometimes I'll be watching some of those videos that's like, is your Spyderco a fake? And then I pull out my PM2 and I'm like, are you real? It's just that, man, the clones are getting so good. I'll show you one thing that can usually tell you whether or not it's real, because there's a lot out there, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse. A lot of your a lot of your bigger YouTubers, bigger channels than me, of course, Metal Complex, Nick Shabazz. I'm failing to reverse flick my PM2. There we go. I'm talking instead of focusing on it. A lot of those guys have done videos on how to spot a fake counterfeit or a fake Spyderco. We'll talk a little bit about it. I've got one thing that I look for, and we'll talk about it. It's pretty easy. So, yes, mine looks different than any other Spyderco Wharncliffe you've probably seen. So mine has the Rock Scale Designs titanium scales. These are aluminum blasted. They have a phenomenal finish on them. I love the finish. It feels very, I don't know, satiny is kind of would be the word I would use. You can feel how grainy it is, but it's smooth, but the texturing is great. It just really, it feels really nice in the hands. It feels very premium. Rock Scale Design makes their stuff in the US, so these are US made scales, which was also something that I wanted to stick to. I know Flytanium makes amazing scales, but I wanted these. I like these scales, and yeah, these are gorgeous. So here we have a Lynch Northwest clip that is black titanium. We have Knifeworks screws, hardware in this bad boy, and just a micarta bead on a gray paracord lanyard. All right, here we go. Get a close up of this scale and hardware. There we go. We'll flip her around. Take a look at this side. There we go. So we'll flip out the blade. Take a look at the Wharnie. And here is where I was saying, let me grab, I should have, I've got so much stuff everywhere. Oh my God. Okay. I don't know if anybody else here does has a desk where they have any kind of product or just stuff where they keep it on the desk. You know that point where you get and you have just stuff on there and just looking around trying to find something just gives you anxiety. Yeah. Yeah, that's me. So let's okay, so real quick, let's before we do all this because I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let's just do a couple little things. So we'll do open length real fast, and we are at 8.2-ish, 3-ish, 8.8 and a quarter. And our blade length is right almost at 3.5. Mine's a little, I'd say 3.25-ish. So yeah, the length, it's a big knife. It's a big knife. If we do this guy here, there you go, 4.6. The weight's actually not bad. Now, mine may weigh a little bit more because, we do have titanium scales on here. So he's a little chunkier. If we look at carry profile here, maybe. It may not fit in my pocket. What's going on here? Hold on. Let me make sure. Let me check my pocket. Oh no, I cut a hole. I don't know when I did that. Not my nice jeans. There we go. So you can see here, this is the carry height with this pocket clip. Just a little bit showing, but this is why I like the lanyard here. Whenever I'm gonna, grab my knife, I can kind of grip like this with my hands, and then I pull the knife out and I just kind of roll my hands into it, and then I can deploy. So that's why I like the clip on my PM2. It does let me index to pull it out of the pocket just a little, but there you go. There's your carry profile on the PM2. It is with this Lynch Northwest, it is a deep carry, which is super nice, and which is also, like I said, why I have the lanyard. I'm not a lanyard boy. I just prefer a lanyard on anything that's like ultra deep carry because it just makes it easier. I need to probably clean my PM2. It's kind of, you can see all the dust in there. It's kind of got a sticky action going on sometimes, not every time. It deploys pretty nice, but it every now and then I get a little bit of a hang up. So, but with the PM2 it's nice. You can slow roll, you can do all of that stuff. Compression lock is great. God. You know what? I fidget this thing all the time, and of course I go to do a video on it and I'm just having the hardest time in the world. But like I said, mine's kind of stiff right now. I really do need to take it apart, clean it, and do that whole shebang. All right, so back on track here. So we'll do a quick look at this compression lock. Let me grab flashlight. There we go. So there's your compression lock. Probably don't need all that light. It's kind of probably going to wash it out a little bit. There we go. And we'll just show how it works here. So we'll press this down, and you can see our blade just loosey-goosey. So that's all the compression lock is. But it's very strong. It's very good. I'm definitely not a lock bar or a locking mechanism expert. So yeah, that's about as good as you get from me on the locking mechanism there. You can see we do have some skeletonization there on the liners. They are milled out to do a little bit of weight savings. See if we can put shed a little light on the situation. There you go. You can see the steel liner there. Nothing on the other side. Nothing on the show side, or underneath the show side, I guess I should say, on those nested liners. Going back to the back again, you can see we do have a lanyard hole. Now the lanyard on a PM2, if you've never had one before, this lanyard hole, giant pain in the rear end, and it's mostly the tunnel. It's the actual hardware for the lanyard hole. That is a press fit. Yes, that is a press fit. So you have one of two options whenever you want to take one of these apart. You can pry. Yes, pry. Or there is like a $23 tool. I think it was called like SK something. I can't remember. It's on like Etsy, Amazon, eBay. Well, it's on all kinds of places. But it's basically a little press where whenever you take this guy apart and you leave everything attached by just the lanyard hole, you can slide him in between the scales, and it has a piece that you screw down, and it will pop the lanyard tube out of there. And that's going to be the safest way to do it. The other option, you could just bend the crap out of it and destroy your lanyard hole if you're going to replace it. So there's a lot of companies. This is one of like the most customizable knives that there is. I mean, you can customize any knife, but PM2, tons and tons of customization, tons of companies, tons of custom companies, tons of just one-off creations on pretty much every website you could think of: eBay, Amazon, Etsy. The list goes on and on. Rock scale designs, like I said. So getting back to that tunnel, if you do destroy it and take it out of there, don't worry, they're everywhere online. You can find them. And something we'll be doing a video on soon. I was talking to Duty's Daggers, Mr. Duty over there. I was talking to him about just some things. We talk every now and then. I probably just aggravate the crap out of him, but it's cool. It's cool, man. But I was asking him, a couple things, because he's kind of the dude collects Spyderco. He's got a bunch of like amazing Spydercos, and we were just talking about customizing, and I think I'm gonna get rid of this this tunnel back here and this backspacer. And Rock Scale Designs, they make a backspacer that is integrated for your tunnel. So once or your lanyard loop or whatever you want to call it, but once you put on their backspacer, it gets rid of that standoff and it gets rid of that lanyard loop. So you don't have to worry about it anymore. It just kind of sandwiches it in there. And then you just kind of screw it down just like you normally would. And you don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. And it's titanium. I think it's like $50. It's relatively inexpensive. I just haven't decided if I wanted to do this gray. It's called aluminum blast. I haven't decided if I want to do the aluminum blast on the backspacer or if I want to go black to match the hardware. I haven't decided. That's why I haven't done it yet. I'm also thinking about buying the Rock Scale Designs hardware. God, I can't flick it whenever it's sideways like this. I don't know how people do it. They have titanium hardware too that's like $30, and I think that's in my near future. I'll probably do a little bit of all of it, and we'll probably make a video out of it, just doing a video putting on a backspacer. All right, so going back to this knife real quick, I just wanted to do this. I realized I forgot. There's your PM, or your there's your PM2. There's your Model 1, your rat Model 1. I don't really have a lot of knives out here in front of me. So here's a pyrite. If you want to see it, next to the pyrite. And we will also do, oh dang, I really don't have any knives. Here's the MSI, because the MSI is a gigantic knife. So there you go. You can see the MSI is significantly bigger. I think I'm going to get rid of the MSI. I was pretty stoked to pick it up. I know this video is not about this knife, but me putting it up here in case anybody's interested. This is the MSI number 659, birthday 323. Flip her open there. See the blade. Everything looks very, very good. This was sent to Mr. Duty, and over at his channel, he did do a review on it. He did a little bit of cut test with it. Edge is still perfect. There's no like rolls or anything. It's been stropped. Hasn't been sharpened. Action is still very smooth, other than the fact that it doesn't have much of a detent, so it's extremely hard to reverse flick. But aside from that, this is an excellent worker's knife. I don't think it's for me. So I'll probably be trading it, selling it, all that good stuff. I'm not 100% yet, but if the right offer came along, I'd probably let it go. So if you're interested, just holler at me. So back to this video. Let's look at the blade. So here we go. Now, one thing I was going to talk about, and we'll see how close we can get before this. Okay. So I need something very tiny. I don't have anything super tiny. That's okay. We'll use the tip, just the tip. So you see this E right here, right there? Now, I don't know how good the camera is going to pick this up, but you see how it's very, very odd, like it's very angled. Like normally when you look at an E, it's not, like, I don't know how to explain that E. There's an easy way to do this. Let me grab, I know I have a pen. I do have a pen. Hold on. Okay, come back. Come back. Come back. Okay, there we go. Okay, so if we look at this E right here, me drawing this is going to be a disaster, but we're gonna attempt this anyways. So if I were to draw an E, so here's an E, right? If I was trying to be a little bit there's kind of an E. If I write slow, it's going to look terrible. So the Spyderco E looks kind of, no, that's not even right. It's very hard to imitate. It's it goes angular, so it goes angled, up, and then around. And it's, when I say angled, and then we'll do a normal. That's kind of like the best representation I'm gonna be able to give you, because it's very hard to mimic. And you'll see that on counterfeits, that E is just a straight E. And the other thing you'll notice a lot too that counterfeits have is the wording on either side, but the wording, the letters, normally is going to go to the halfway mark on the whole. Their font is bigger. Look at the Spidey. Normally, for counterfeits, that little triangle, I don't know if you can see it on his mouth. He's got a little tiny triangle. Yeah, usually that's either huge or not tiny. Spacing is usually off, but that's really hard to tell if you didn't have one like directly in front of you. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I get on like eBay and stuff like that, and I'll just be looking through some of the Spydercos, and if you know the little things to look for, you can just see listings that are, you can just go, oh, that's fake, that's not real. Same thing with this side. If we look at the Golden Colorado, USA Earth, sometimes this is the most known one. This is super common for clones, but they'll say Golden period Colorado instead of Golden comma Colorado. That's so common. That's an easy one. Dead giveaway. But aside from that, everything else would be extremely hard to tell unless you had unless you had another Spyderco to compare it to. So that's my whole thing, is I don't even want to order it if I think it might be a fake. Yes, you can order it, you can get it in. All these places have buyer's protection. Who wants to deal with that? You don't lie to me. You don't want to deal with that. You don't want to have to put up with that. That's just no fun. So it definitely is a plus when you just know what to look for right off the bat. And those are the two easiest, like, dead giveaways. There's some other stuff too. Like, I've watched plenty of videos, but you can tell with the compression lock if it, comes off to the side and it just angles right out versus sloping and then angling. There's a lot of other little differences, but like I said, if you've never had one in hand, it might be kind of hard to tell. So the easiest thing to look at is the lettering, the font, the writing, all that stuff. That will give you 100% certainty. And the E, that E that I showed you, that, 99% of the time, it works 100% of the time. That's one of those things. Like, if you look at that E and you just know where to look, you're probably okay. I wish that gives, okay, actually that might be focused enough. You can kind of see how it's angled. But that'll usually do it for you. The Spidey logo, and that's, a lot of people are like, yeah, if you look at the logo, you'd be able to tell, Until I had one, I didn't realize. The Spider logo's got some, it's actually kind of outlined whenever you are looking at one. I don't know if you can see on that glare, see the outline. It's got a little bit of an outline. That's a giveaway too, but you're not going to know until you get your first one if you haven't had one already. But anyways, that's, trailing off a little bit, but that's a good thing to know. What is going on with my arm? Must have got bit by something. Great. Yeah, but I just wanted to touch base on that. Getting sidetracked. Didn't realize I had a boo-boo. That's pretty much gonna cover this. Excellent knife. I'll do a little bit of a cut test just for you guys. Just a little bit of a papel slice. Man, these things. This is. I love this Wharncliffe style blade. That full flat grind. It'd be cool to go get like a hollow grind or something on it. But we can see here she's slicey. She's slicey enough for me. I am on the boat that I think Wharncliffe and Tantos and reverse Tantos and sheep's foots and, you know, all the modified and crazy blade designs and twists and turns. I'm on that boat where I think this right here is probably the most utilitarian knife blade style. I butchered that. It's just this Wharncliffe's Tantos I think are the most utilitarian blade shapes. I think if you get with either one of those, I think they make the perfect EDC knife. That's my hill. I'm gonna die on it. I'm gonna stand there until I just die from it. So can't change my mind. You can try. Can't change my mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, and we will do another video on this guy because I'm going to continue to modify it, and we'll have fun. We'll get to do it while I'm playing with my knife, buying stuff, learning through me. So we're gonna wrap this one up, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out this video. If you enjoyed this video, I have plenty more. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I would greatly appreciate it. Can't do it without you. I'll catch you on the next one.